What's going on, internet amigos? Somebody's texting me. Uh, Long time no talk. Uh, Pretty much things have just been super duper hectic. It's just been one thing after the other. Uh, the other truck hit a deer, so nothing got messed up real bad on it, just a fender. I'll try to make a video and put pictures on it one of these days and kind of show y'all what happened and what we did. We went back with an aftermarket fender that looks stock, but it's aftermarket. So did that. Just got it out of the body shop last week. He hit the deer, and then we continued to run the truck for I don't know, another month and a half or so before we were able to get everything all sorted out and get it in the body shop. Got it in the body shop. Got the fender put on. Uh, got it back out. I still need to buy the little bar that comes off the grill underneath the headlight there in front of the fender because it kind of got mashed down. I got my truck running, so I got y'all on here instead of on my Bluetooth instead of the iPhone, hoping trying to kill some of the chatter from the truck running. Okay, why the truck's running? Well, here a while back, uh, I had a battery go bad. Matter of fact, I was at this truck stop right here in Joplin, the Petro. So I got a new set of batteries put on, and then immediately after that, my starter started acting goofy, where the Bendix would spin, but it would engage late, and sometimes it wouldn't engage completely, and it would like crunch, make all this racket inside the flywheel. And so finally, I got kind of nervous, and I thought, I better not cut it off. So today is Christmas Day. This happened on the this happened on the 23rd in Cheyenne. Whenever it started messing up, or 22nd, 23rd, somewhere around there. I can't recall right now. Probably the 23rd. So, anyways, I haven't shut the truck off since the 23rd because I'm worried it won't start back. So, and I've been calling ever since I left Cheyenne. I've been calling every Peterbilt dealer I went by. I went from Cheyenne, where it first messed up, and I've called every Peterbilt dealer along my way. Grand Island, Nebraska. I think it was in Grand Island. Another one in Nebraska. I didn't call Peterbilt in Lincoln because I knew they were going to be closed by the time I was getting, that close to Omaha. Then I called the next one I called was up in like Cedar Rapids, maybe Iowa City, somewhere up there in Iowa. And, same story everywhere I went. Can't get you until after the first. Can't get you until after the first. Can't get you until after the first. 2 weeks at least. 2.5 weeks. 3 weeks. We're booked. We're booked. Can't even get me in for a starter, which is really kind of aggravating because the starter's still under warranty. So, my choices are turn off the truck and risk it doesn't start back. Then I got to call a service truck out on Christmas and put a starter on my truck or have it towed or something. Or hopefully maybe I could find someone to deliver me one, then I could just put it on myself. Or just leave the truck running until I can get home and get it dealt with. And that's the plan. Until tomorrow, once I get down to where I'm headed, which is East Texas, tomorrow I'm headed down to I'll get down to East Texas. Then I unload the following day. I'm just gonna I'm gonna cut it off down there. I'm gonna chance it down there because I'm gonna get there probably quite a bit early, and the weather's probably gonna be pretty nice. So, at least right now it's kind of cold. Not really. I mean, it's warm enough. I'd cut off the truck. I think it's like 30 degrees outside. Normally, I don't run the truck unless the fuel might gel. But neither here nor there. So that's what we're having the issue with the starter right now. Um, it's under warranty. I'm more than likely just going to have to pay for it out of pocket because it's silly to down the truck a week to get a $300 and $400 item warranted. I mean, that just doesn't make any sense. So I'll just have to bite the bullet. Just fantastic luck that it happened the week of Christmas and can't get in the shop anywhere. So, is what it is. Worst things have happened to better people. So just put a new starter on it out of pocket and keep on trucking. What else has been going on? Been running a lot. I mean, all over the place, really. This week I went to New Mexico, PA, Michigan, East Texas, Texas Panhandle, California. Uh, where did I go out of California? Wisconsin, and then I just reloaded in Wisconsin for East Texas again. So, just been all over everything. I don't know, just everything's been pretty, pretty hectic. Running two trucks is kind of a lot at times. Double the paperwork, double the finding loads, double the keeping up with the hours of service and the whereabouts and the what's going on and the this, that, and the third, and who needs an oil change and where are we going to try to buy fuel and blah 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 blah. A lot of stuff to keep up with. But I will admit, or fortunately, that that man that drives that truck, he is a top notch guy. I mean, for real. He is just I couldn't ask for any better. He I mean, he always tries to buy fuel at the cheapest places. He always plans his trips accordingly so, his fuel stops work out. He doesn't violate his logbook. He doesn't speed. Doesn't do anything. He checks oil on the truck, uh checks the truck over, gives me updates, when he's loaded, when he's got to the facility, when he's unloaded, what his plans are for the day. I'm going to drive XYZ and park over here, and I'm going to get over here about this time because this, that, the third, or, what have you. I mean, I literally could not ask for a better driver. I really couldn't. I mean, I'm very, very fortunate that he gave me a chance and decided to come work for me. And I really appreciate him for doing that because it would have been pretty easy to get you know, a lower caliber individual loaded up and this whole thing might have exploded in my face. Uh, but I can't sing his praises enough. My customer called me the other day and they're just all about him. Oh man, he's great. I love that guy. When da 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 da. He's awesome. He's the best. And the other day he had to take a few days off to tend to some family business, and they were calling me the whole time. When's he coming back? When's he coming back? Gosh almighty, we need him. Da 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 da. This, that, and the third. I mean, they like him more than they like me. I mean, there's no doubt in my mind about it. They really do. But that's good. So, uh, everything's working out with that other truck. Everything's good. It's profitable. It's doing really well. Has completely blown my mind on fuel mileage. Last quarter, the end of quarter three, it averaged 6.8. I want to say 685 or 688, somewhere right around there, miles to the gallon. So I'm beyond thrilled with that. I have my fingers crossed for like 6.4, and it's just been doing great. I mean, it hasn't so much as hiccuped. The only thing that we've kind of had issue with is it's had a cold water leak along the frame rail at these 389s. Or this one had it. Pretty common thing in these 389s with the Cummins in them. I don't know if the pack cars do the same thing right there or not. If they have the coolant line right there in the frame rail, but these Cummins have them, and it's pretty common. from what I understand, and both my trucks have had that issue. And that's the only thing that I can think of off the top of my head. Uh, that's it, just a cold water leak, and it's got, I want to say, about nearly 70,000 miles on it right now. So uh, the Efficiency Series engine is spectacular. Love it. It does real good pulling. This truck, my red truck, will outrun that truck on a really big hill, like out in Needles or something like that. It takes a big hill for me to pull off from him, or from a dead stop. But up just a regular hill, like say Kingman, Arizona, he's right on my tail. Or out there around Albuquerque, right on my tail. Great big old hills like Needles, California, Green River, Utah, things like that, I drag off and leave him. Not by much, but I do pull away from him. So everything's working out with that truck. It's great. He seems to be pretty satisfied with it, and that makes me happy because you know I didn't have any experience with the X15 Efficiency Series, only what I'd read, which was the same amount of experience I had of this X15 Performance Series, was only what I'd researched and what I'd talked to people about. But the X15 Efficiency Series isn't really that popular in like owner operators trucks, so it was a little bit of a dice roll, kind of, not really, but working out good. Um, excuse me. I'm hoping to buy another one here next month. We'll see. Not really, not really getting my hopes up about it because uh, you know PACCAR is kind of screwy about how often they'll let you buy a truck. So if they won't let me buy one, I'll try some other, I'll try some other means. But if I can't get it done, I'm not going to sweat it. I'm pretty kosher with two of them. Would like to have three, but if the banks turn me down, then I mean it is what it is. So it's not the first time a bank's told me no. But other than that, we've I mean everything's been trucking right along. He's making really good money. I'm making decent money. Completely satisfied with the amount of profit that truck's turning. He's making some pretty good checks. He's made some bang up checks. I pay him by the mile, so the more miles, the better. Um, I'm trying to think of what to update you guys on. I mean, it's just mainly been trucking. Just regular old trucking, nothing crazy. Uh, this one's gone in the shop for preventative maintenance issues. Had the overhead ran, put new fan belts on it, coolant system flushed, air dryer filter changed out, blah blah blah, just a whole bunch of stuff I had done right at 200,000. Right now I've got 221 747 on this truck. So at 250, I'm gonna have them plug in and check my DPF soot levels and find out if we need to pull the DPF filter down and clean it or not. Because I did not upgrade the warranty on this truck by the deadline. So I know I said I wasn't, but I am going to keep it past its warranty. I'm going to keep it. I don't know how long I'm going to keep it. Probably 400 or 500, somewhere around there, or until it becomes a basket case, whichever one comes first. Um, that's just I'm just kind of playing it by ear on that deal. But so the reason being is I know Cummins doesn't recommend you check your DPF or you clean your DPF until 500,000. But if there is a problem, I would like to get it attacked early on instead of getting to 325 or 330 and oh surprise, you know. I'd rather kind of get everything clean, get everything back in order right at 250. That way, hopefully, we can get another 200 out of it relatively trouble free. It is about ready for a new set of drive tires. Uh, I think I'm pretty confident I can get another 40,000 out of them if I can get through this winter all right with them. They've got plenty of tread on them. It's just I'm a little nervous about how they're going to perform in the snow. Um, Before they did fine in the snow last winter. Of course, they had a lot more tread on them then. Twice what they have now, pretty much. And so that's kind of I'm kind of I don't know how that's going to work out. I think it's going to be fine. I've had them in the snow already a couple of times this winter and no problems yet. Uh, so that's coming up. I have to put new drive tires on it because these ones are wearing out. Got 220,000 miles on the truck, so I'm hoping to get to 260, 280 on it. We'll kind of see what happens. I know I'm not going to push them into the summer. Running Southern California so much. I'll probably put new ones on it in the spring. Uh, Also, I'm about to have all the gearbox fluids changed at 250. The DPF probably pulled down and cleaned, but maybe not necessarily. Got the starter issue, which is under warranty, but unfortunately, with it being Christmas first of the year, it's impossible to get into a Peterbilt right now. And it has to be a Peterbilt because it's a Packard brand starter. It's not there's another brand they put on them that if it were that brand, then any Cummins could do it. But it's a Packard. It's specifically a Packard starter, so it has to be a Peterbilt dealer. It can't be a Kenworth dealer even, which is I find ridiculous. That's like saying you can't get your Cadillac serviced at the Chevy house. That's absurd. GM is GM is GM, but not really the same, I guess, when you're dealing with truck dealerships. Which this is my first brand new truck, so this is my first time really dealing with dealerships. But I don't know if I told y'all this, but I got some chrome. You can kind of see it right there. It's the red pearl knob and the here. Let me red pearl knob and the shifter there. All that. I put a chrome mic on my CB. Uh, y'all have already seen the dash. I put this part in. Sorry if I've already talked to y'all about this, but it's just been so long since I made a video that I don't even have any idea, what all I've talked about and what I haven't. But we got that. We got this rockwood trim in there. Here, I'll let y'all get a closer look at that. Actually, looks pretty good, in my humble opinion. And then I would get out and show y'all the truck, but it is an absolute travesty right now. So I would be embarrassed to show this truck to a blind man, is how bad it is. I'll show y'all my steering wheel really quickly, which, let's see if I can get it out of the box. It's kind of, you'd be surprised how big these boxes are, man. It's huge. I don't even hardly have enough room to get it open in the truck. All right. Sorry this is taking forever. We're kind of shy on room over here. Is it this way? All right. So here's my steering wheel, 3-spoke. Here's the horn button and everything. I'm not really going to open that. I'm sure you guys have seen chrome steering wheels before. But yeah, it's a 3-spoke. This part right here will go down at the bottom, and it will match up. Oh man, my camera skills are lacking. Something to that effect. So, not quite the same color as my dash, unfortunately, but close enough. And I didn't want to get my two guys I know back home have the exact same steering wheel, and I didn't want to get the same one that they had. So I wanted a banjo spoke. That I guess is super hard to come by. So three spoke it is, or whatever they call this. I call it a three spoke. I don't know what it's actually called. So get this put back up here real quick, and we will let y'all guys get back on with your life. I don't know when I'll get my GoPro and actually start videoing again, if ever. Honestly, it's just difficult to find time for it anymore because I've got, like I said, two trucks to bill for, two trucks to load, two trucks to worry about whether or not who's loaded or who's unloaded or how many hours who has and where who's headed, and especially with the wintertime now, what the weather's doing on what road and who's there and blah blah, all this stuff. Not that I'm complaining. I'm not complaining. Just stating the facts that YouTube was kind of a is kind of a a little play around thing, and unfortunate, or well, not necessarily unfortunately, but it just so happens that that my trucks are eating into my play around time. So see how ridiculous this box is? I mean, I swear this thing's like the size of a freaking, I don't know, like a super sized pizza or something. But anyways, that's my steering wheel. Gonna get that put in whenever I get back to the house. Hopefully, if I can borrow my friend's steering wheel puller. If he's not in town, I'll probably just have to have the shop put it in because I don't have a steering wheel puller. Depending on how much they charge me. If they're going to charge me an arm and a leg, I'll just do it myself. I'll go buy a steering wheel puller. But I hate to buy a steering wheel puller just to do one steering wheel. Seems kind of wasteful. Just have a steering wheel puller laying around. I guess I could use it on my next truck because I'm gonna. Whenever I sell this truck, I'll probably leave all the chrome in it. I'll leave about to stick that thing up my nose. But yeah. Anyways, the Penny is doing great. The driver is doing great. Everything's hunky dory. Hoping to get a third truck in January. Hoping, but not entirely, optimistic about it. Just hopeful. I haven't even applied for the financing yet. Kind of waiting on this driver to. He wants to come on about the end of January, beginning of February. So, kind of waiting on him to get his. We're kind of waiting on each other. Put it that way. He's supposed to come on end of January, beginning of February. So I'm kind of, it'll take about 2 weeks to get the truck rigged out with APU and all that stuff. So I'm kind of trying to wait till the middle of January, then get the ball rolling. And then after that, if I do get that truck, that's going to be it for buying trucks for a while. I probably won't buy another one until I get rid of this one. Because just because it doesn't make good business sense, I don't think, right now, to have 4 of them that I own. I'm supposed to be having an owner-operator come on in the spring with his own truck. He seems really interested, but he's got some other things going on right now, so, we'll kind of, again, another play-by-ear situation. If he comes, great. If he doesn't, he might not. Whatever. Not really sweating it either way. So I might be up to 4 trucks by the spring. Kind of doubt it because a lot of stuff would have to come together and work out just right. And I've been living my life this whole time, and that's just not my life. So, uh, if it happens, wunderbar. If not, that's all right too. I'm pretty content with the 2 trucks I got, and everything's hunky dory with that. So, what else? Sit here and ramble all night. Nothing's really I mean, nothing really crazy eventful has happened. Nothing, nothing out of the ordinary. We've just been hauling loads, and that's just been about it. Uh, oh man, here went a household goods van just now, and it's a United van, but it says Liberty Moving and Storage, New York, New York. And he had a big old long stretched out. I think it was a T600 Kenworth with a great big old sleeper on it. And I just wonder how much fun it is. I've never been to New York City, but I wonder how much fun he has just, you know, whittling around New York City in that thing. Which there's one guy that's got a 444-inch Kenworth 990. That's a household goods guy. That thing is crazy. I mean, it's huge. My truck is a 280. It's nearly, and that's pretty long. And that his truck dwarfs my truck. It's a whole. It's like my truck plus like a Freightliner Cascadia or something, or that's how long that darn thing is. Crazy. Anyways, without getting too far off topic, uh, I set up an office at home, a more legitimate office than what I had. I mean, what else has happened? Uh, Still horrible at keeping up with paperwork because it sucks and I hate it. So I procrastinate about it, and then I have to spend like my entire time I go home in the office dealing with paperwork instead of if I would just kind of quit. Like whenever you're a kid and you just let something pile up, pile up, pile up, and then you have to deal with it all at once. That's me. Uh, Not too bad. I just kind of throw stuff on my desk. You know, a couple because I'll just go home and do a 34. And I'll just kind of throw stuff on my desk. And whenever I get home off the road, the last thing I want to deal with is a bunch of paperwork. So I'm like, ugh. So then I go, then eventually I go in there and finally deal with it all. But, organizing, filing, all that kind of stuff. So, anyways, got the new office set up. I bought a pickup. Maybe I can make a video about that. I traded in that black pickup I had and bought a different pickup. It's a Ford. It's pretty swanky, in my humble opinion. Uh, it's a Ford F-250 Platinum. They call it Magma. The color is Magma. It looks brown sometimes. It looks black sometimes. It looks like dark cherry sometimes. It's a Platinum. It's real pretty, and it's a whole lot nicer than that turd burglar I got out of. So, pretty satisfied with that. I love it. It's great. Uh, I haven't put hardly any miles on it. I bought it. When did I buy that pickup? It was before Thanksgiving. I bought it before Thanksgiving. And I would be surprised if I've put 150 miles on it. So that's awesome. Hopefully next month we'll get to make a trip to Tulsa in it. It'll get to get its legs stretched for the first time. So, anyways, this has gone on nearly a half an hour. That's what's been going on with me. New truck is running great. I don't guess it's new anymore. Got 70,000 miles on it. The guy that's driving it, he's great. He's awesome. I hope he never leaves because I mean, he's just awesome. I mean, I can't say enough good about him. He's got more years in the trucking business than I have years on this earth. So, you know, he just got a wealth of knowledge, has his wits about him, doesn't do stupid stuff, you know. Uh, not that I was expecting him to, because I've known him for a long time. He and I have done business together in the past. Just swapping on stuff. I bought a truck off of him, an 18-wheeler. I think maybe he bought a wet kit off of me once or something for an end dump. Uh, did some swapping on some truck parts and things of that nature. So we've known each other for a while. We were actually leased on together at We were leased on together at a company for a little while. One time, hauling gravel, hauling rock. So that's where I met him, and I bought his last truck off of him. I had to twist his arm pretty hard to get him to sell it to me. I asked him 2 or 3 times, and he turned me down. And finally, I made him an offer. I guess he couldn't refuse, and he said, "Oh, fine, come get it." I'm like, "Ah, Jesus, finally!" So I went and bought that truck off of him. That was my second truck I ever owned. That it was that white flat top FLD, the solid white one, not the white one with green fenders, the solid white one. Uh, and we had it. Blah blah blah. Anyway, so pretty good truck. Never left me on the side of the road. The only truck besides this red one. It's the only truck I've ever owned that's that. No, I take that back. One time it did leave me on the side of the road. My apologies. Yes, it did in Arizona. I forgot about that. So it left me on the side of the road once. The Western Star left me on the side of the road 3 or 4 times. The white FLD Patches, that's its name, Patches, because it's a story. But anyways, Patches, the white FLD, left me on the side of the road once. And then that clunker I had, the last one, that green and white one, it left me on the side of the road. Let's see, probably no less than a half a dozen times. It was a pretty regular occurrence, you know. It eventually got to the point where whenever it did it, I was like, okay. When ordinarily I'd have been like, what's going on? I'm like, I've seen this movie before. So, anyways, uh, but yeah, good truck. It did what I bought it for. It did that well. I bought it because of its lightweight. And hauling gravel, everything's by the ton. So I needed a lighter truck because my Western Star. Oh man, that thing, it weighed. I can't remember. It was stupid how heavy that truck was. So that was pretty bad for hauling rock. So, anyways, anyways, I'm getting off into freaking La La Land now. Buddy of mine up in Tulsa. Sorry, got a low battery warning. Buddy of mine up in Tulsa just bought him a brand new Peterbilt, so congratulations on that, man. Your truck looks freaking awesome, by the by. Pretty jelly that your truck is newer than mine. So expect me not to make eye contact with you the next time I bump into you because I'm seething with envy. But anyways, no, great looking truck. It's real pretty. I'll see if he'll text me a picture of it so I can put it in the video or something, or put it in a video. Real pretty truck. Anyways, that's enough. Everything's hunky dory. I've just been running around like a chicken with my head cut off, keeping both trucks loaded and blah blah blah. Then when I go home, I got all this clerical stuff I got to do for 2 trucks and blah 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 blah. And then the holidays and then the winter and the list goes on. You guys know. So YouTube's kindly taken a back burner. I got a couple of comments on that video I did a while back about a 389 versus an Aero truck, and I want to go into a little more, not really more detail, but just, I guess, a little better explanation of why I personally think that an extended hood truck is better. But we'll save that for another time. Long and short of it is that a aerodynamic truck cash flows better, but cash flow isn't always profit. You need cash flow to generate profit, but not all cash flow is profit. Okay? Because you have an equity that has to be reconciled. You have large annual expenses that have to be prorated, or however you want to do it, schedule it out monthly or whatever. I mean, what do? You say you made XYZ amount in June, and then July, say your tax and insurance are due in July, and now you made half that amount. I mean, that's not really. I don't know. Anyways, if y'all guys want to talk more about the business stuff, we can talk more about the business stuff. But I think a lot of people make a mistake whenever they think that all cash flow is profit, because it isn't. Period. There's just no getting around that. But anyways, okay, all right, that's enough rambling, guys. 35 minutes. Golly, 35 minutes. That is plenty. We will catch y'all around later, and thanks for watching. I guess we'll see y'all.